A lot of people, a lot of the times, will say, war is hell. When we say war is hell, what are we saying? That is, what is it about war and hell that's similar? And aren't there some things also that are very different? Of course, the first thing that we understand to be similar about war and hell is that they are equal in horror. They're equal in the suffering that they produce. A second characteristic that they have in common that people are less likely to notice is that each of them, both war and hell, are authorized. That is okay to do, authorized by the highest moral authority around. In other words, hell is authorized by God. Hell is created by God, and the things that the demons and devils do down there, according to as we imagine it, are all authorized by God. They're God's punishment. War, as we not imagine it, we don't have to imagine war. We've got war everywhere these days. War is authorized by the highest legal authority that exists, that is the state. So both of them are simultaneously horrible and okay to do. There are also, however, important differences. Hell is worse than war in at least three ways. One is in hell, the sinners can't fight back. They don't get a chance to fight back. They're totally conquered and defeated, and there's nothing left for them but to suffer. On the other hand, war, in the case of war, fighting is the essence of war. Fighting is what war is. It's what is the other name for the activity. In hell, there's no fighting at all, just torturing. Unless maybe the demons and the devils fight each other. But the sinners being punished are in no position to fight back. Second, the second way in which hell is worse than war is that since the sinners are being punished by the highest moral authority in the universe, the authority of God, they can't comfort themselves by imagining that their punishment is mistaken. Actually, they're innocent, and their punishment is unjust. They can't think that because their opponent is the highest moral authority that there is, God. And third, and this is a big one, they cannot end their suffering by dying, as we imagine hell. By the way, I'm no big believer in hell. I'm talking about the hell that human beings imagine in most religions in one way or another. They cannot, I repeat, the sinners cannot end their suffering by dying. They are condemned, doomed to eternal life in hell. And so over the gate of hell, according to Dante, it is written, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. In hell, there is no such thing as hope. On the other hand, there are at least three ways in which war is worse than hell. First of all, war victimizes innocence, which hell, being carried out under the authority of the all-knowing, all-wise divine justice, never makes a mistake. So innocents are not punished in hell, whereas in war, very often, innocent civilians, unarmed civilians, suffer, killed and wounded and so forth. Second, and this is similar, war being carried out not by an all-wise, all-knowledgeable intelligence, but by human beings with our partial understanding and our flawed reasoning. Very often in war, the suffering that we cause is far out of proportion to what they call military necessity. Now, that's assuming that military necessity is a valid concept. I'm also not quite convinced by that. From this standpoint, you can say that just war theory, just war theory is the theory that if war is carried out following the rules of war, it will become much more like a just activity. So you could say that just war theory is the attempt to bring war up to the standard of a well-run hell. Hell makes no mistakes, and the just war theory people try to arrange war so it makes no mistakes. So that would bring it up to a efficiently run hell. Third, while hell and war share that magical ability to transform the highest claims of justice into the cruelest forms of behavior, they differ on the question as to who is to carry out these cruelties. Again, in hell, this is done by fiends and demons, beings that are created to do that work. They have no conscience and not troubled by it at all, enjoy it, and have no problem with it. In hell, according to the way we imagine it, remembering this can help us to grasp what I believe is one of the most essential aspects of the activity that we call war. And that is, and here we go with a definition, war is an activity organized so as to require ordinary human beings to do the work of fiends. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that to think about.